Hello, everyone. We're back. It's Bad Boy Dex, and
Right here with Tacha.
but this time around, we're actually not alone. We have a guest with us. Ladies and gentlemen, would officially like to introduce you to Barbie Maryssa.
Hello. Oh, good evening. Good evening. I'm still getting used to this. We in Nigeria. Is
Well,
it evening now or afternoon
Oh
still?
no, it's
um,
morning.
It's morning.
It's like
whatever
past
time,
8 a.m.
I
in the
mean, it
morning.
works.
I don't know when it starts. I just
It's fine.
okay.
So again, we're the host of Tease Me by
Officially brought to you by Teezers, your number one cocktail drink. Only has about 5% of alcohol in it. But then you guys, it comes in four different variants. It comes in orange, it comes in lime and ginger, and I just have Bad Boy Dex mention the two other variants.
it comes in apple and orange as well. Anyway, today's topic is a bit touchy, slightly controversial, but I also think it's a very necessary conversation to have.
Exactly, because every other day on Twitter or X, everybody wants to talk about how do guys need women and do women need men?
So
I don't
that's
know.
so that's what we're about to find out. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back.
So, hey, you guys, on this episode, we're having a very sweet and touchy conversation because I mean, this is something you guys argue about every other day on X and like in real life. So, our conversation for this episode is, do women really need men? And like, as a woman that I am, we needed to bring Barbie because this conversation is too tough for I and
Yeah,
Adekunle to handle.
I
Because
mean,
I mean, I'm just thinking to myself, do I really need a man? I actually, I
do
actually
you,
do.
Barbie? What do you think? Do women really need men
I mean,
anymore?
I had no proper example of a heterosexual relationship my whole life. I was raised by a single strong woman. So I was adopted by my grandmom. So she was single till she died and her son took care of her in her old age. So I never like I'm still like I'm growing to see the benefits of being in a relationship or being married. Like I'm still learning now,
So you
honestly.
don't really think women need
I
men
don't think
per
I mean
se?
honestly nobody needs anybody outside of companionship and procreation. That's the only thing you really need somebody for. If that's what you want out of life, then yeah, you should be open to being with a partner.
What do you
Right.
think?
I
I
mean, I
need to
was
put
going
it
to
out
say
there.
what I think, but I mean, we're still
Yeah.
having a conversation with
But
Barbie
Um,
here.
not everybody wants
Right.
that though, you know? It's like I grew up watching a woman who wanted to sleep alone and she didn't but I don't know, my grandma came from a lot of trauma and her trauma was connected to men. So
right.
I think she just developed like a fear. She never had a healthy relationship. So she just I don't know, she found ways to be happy in her solitude. She was okay. I don't know. From what I saw, she was happy. I don't know. I wasn't in her mind to know at the
Right.
end of the night if she really I don't know.
What do you do, Barbie? Like, what do you do?
I'm an entertainer. I'm a hustler.
How do you
I'm a big
entertain and how do you
hustler.
hustle? Because I'm
I'm a
trying to
big
find out.
hustler.
Because I want
What
to
you
know,
gonna
like,
say?
in your course of job, do you get to meet men? Do you meet men on a daily? And do they ever give you the idea that you need them? And in what kind of way do you think you
Okay, so
do
maybe
need
from
these
a
men?
That
business
environment
perspective,
is not like that environment. Like it turns that instinct off. Like wanting a man outside because it's just like a physical attraction from a man is like it's equivalent to income. So you can't look at it in the natural way, like, oh, you like somebody, do you like them back? It's like it doesn't trigger attraction from you. It triggers like work, like like I don't know. We're capitalizing on people liking us in that environment. I think like when you start to like grow out of this lifestyle, then that's when you're open to wanting to do things that the normal way, the natural way, like a man, just for outside of money. I think I'm there now. I've been dancing a long time.
Right.
Yeah. But it used to be a time where I didn't even want to go on a date. I didn't want to do anything. See me at the club. I didn't want to do nothing. It was
And
see
come
me at the
spray some
club.
money.
Yes, if a man liked me, that was dollar sign. See me at the club, and but now, but I don't know. Now I feel kind of crazy. Like being in this lifestyle so long, it just made me realize like I kind of you don't want to lose touch with reality. I learned how to separate the job from real life, from reality. So now I mean I can go on date and be a normal person now. But,
Right.
you know.
I want to ask you two things. Right. So, so when you started off, you said, like in the past, maybe when you were younger, you didn't really think it was important.
No,
Like, why? Where did he?
I just never saw
What's the word I'm looking for now? I'm trying to say, like, why did you think that? Did it have anything to do with your
because I
upbringing?
had no real man around me, like no real example of a real man around me, like not my dad, not my. I have not really. I'm adopted, so my just was me, my grandmom, and my siblings, and it was just us. She had no help from nobody, like, so I just didn't see any benefit of a man. Like my grandma was the one who took anything that helped me grow, helped me be secure was from a woman. A woman that was rejected by men, that was abused by
Right.
men. So men wasn't. I don't know. I had a nice uncle though, but he was single even. He's still single,
He's still single.
for what I
That's cool.
know.
Oh, coming from you, man.
No,
Adekunle say men has
no,
come.
bro, no.
But the culture
men are
here
scum.
is different, though. Like, this is the most time I've spent in Nigeria, and like one of the reasons why I've been here so long is because I kind of feel like I'm learning a lot from the cultural values here. It's helping me see the problem with my own culture. So I realized like there's a lot more functioning families.
Okay, when it
here.
comes to sorry to cut you off, right? When it comes to relationship, what are some of those social differences like between like dating a man in Nigeria and then dating a man overseas?
Because y'all care more about marriage than Americans.
How long have you been in Nigeria for?
For like 6
6
months.
months.
Yeah.
And in the 6 months that you've been here, you've been able to figure out that.
But this is
Nigerian
not the
men
first
love
And in like
marriage.
3 months, you figure out
Yeah,
now because
no.
it's different. Like the
Is
people
that,
you're
is that what
meeting up
happens
with.
now? So you meet somebody now, and then within no time they're
No,
telling
but
you
if
don't
you're like
marry.
meeting like 6 people acting a certain kind of way, different from how anybody will
I
act
feel like that's
abroad,
a
then that's
conversation we
different.
But
also need to talk
I didn't
about.
just discover Nigerians
So
in
what was the
Nigeria though.
difference? Yeah.
When I moved to Atlanta was where I met my Nigerians, like my first Nigerian friends, and then I don't know, you guys' culture is like it's infectious. Like who doesn't like?
I
So
think
what's the stuff about
everybody-
marriage? Like what's the
Yeah.
stuff about marriage? Like people abroad are not necessarily interested in like settling
Most
down
people I've
and
met
getting
are
married.
married. Like most people, I've met more married Nigerians than Americans. Like really,
I mean, I want to say
younger
maybe
people.
if you're in a different environment, that can be a factor.
I've met a lot of
But
married
I
Nigerians.
don't
Like,
know.
more married. I know more married Nigerians than
But I
Americans.
think we know why
Right.
Nigerians men marry abroad, don't we?
She's not even talking about marrying abroad. She's
No,
just saying
just
like
married
she
in
gets to
general.
meet
I
like
know.
more
I'm saying
married Nigerian
I'm saying we know why
men.
Nigerian men go abroad and marry.
Oh,
To
okay.
Nigerian wives though, not to
From
foreign.
here or when they
Yeah, they're from here and they have Nigerian wives. Like the Nigerians I met that live in Atlanta are from here. They just recently moved.
Okay, now I have another question. So cause to us, being married is pretty much regular. It's I mean
Yeah, like your
something that's
first
supposed to
girlfriend
happen.
is your wife.
Uh,
Like you,
no, I don't know about that.
it
But
just seems like that. I
why
don't
why
know.
why is it different in America?
Because in America they just believe in taking your time and they feel like there's like it's something that you're supposed to get a certain kind of fulfillment out of your single life before you get married. Like they're looking for you to exhaust your single life and then go be married after you feel like like it's this thing that it's this fear of missing out or something like that.
That's actually very funny because if it happens in Nigeria, it becomes a case of you finish living life now. You're looking for who to dump yourself on.
Yeah, but
which
they're
is
right
funny.
though. Like I don't.
So which of the cultural norms do you agree with?
But the thing is, I was married first. I was married in high school. I got married. The first guy I met, I got married.
I don't know.
Yeah, I was a
In
teen
Nigeria, your mom will
Yeah.
beat the living daylights out of you if you try it in high school.
Mom. Yeah.
So, which culture do you like? Would you prefer the Nigerian
The
wanting
Nigerian
to
culture,
marry,
that's
or
what I should prefer.
I
the
think-
high
I think-
American one wanting to use your self finish?
I think that like ideally, like I think that I like values from Nigerian culture and American culture. Like I don't know. I think there's like a good balance between both. Like I like the fact that Americans are free, but I think we're too free. If you hear about the
Exactly.
stuff that is going on now and like you see the way these kids are acting and it's like okay maybe we should do a little better, but I feel like Nigerians like you got like
Right, Adekunle. I mean, we've
It's your-
kept
it's your
Barbie
turn.
on the hot seat. She said a lot
Yeah.
and a lot.
because I don't want to say nothing to make this sound like offensive or
Right.
anything, but it's not that. I think that Like you guys, it's good that you guys promote marriage. You got because there's more two parent households. You see what we got going on. There's more deadbeat fathers. Now there's child support. You got to go to court to make the father take care of the
Yeah.
kids. You don't
It's
hear
just
about
unending problems and
yeah,
stuff.
like there's dysfunctional families because people are not
Mm.
normalizing having babies as a part of a family. It's so much, but so I like that part of it. But then it's like I feel like people rush into it because they make too much of a big deal about marriage. So I feel like there's a lot of people in unhappy marriages, hence a lot of cheating, a
Right.
lot
I
of
wish we were talking about marriage today. We'll have been super deep. Sure, we like dive right into
No,
it
I mean
straight up.
it still kind of falls into the conversation. Remember, guys, the topic is do women really need men? So we can actually
Yes.
delve into marriage as
And
well.
then
That can be a
funny
factor.
enough, yeah, funny enough though, I stumbled on this video one time and then the girl was trying to explain. She was talking about how back then in like years and years ago, like
How many years ago?
how I don't know, like but long
Because
years ago.
because
So she was talking about how like her mom really needed her father for like protection or like bringing money, all of that
Mhm.
kind of stuff. And then she kind of like compared it with 2024, like we're at a time right now where women are getting their own money, owning their own businesses. Like you check out like the statistics in London, you see like more women have more money than guys. So we're at this point where like you don't necessarily do
Um,
need a guy, but at the end of the day, you're not going to settle down with yourself now. Like
But some people are okay with that. Like some people don't care if they're in solitude till they die. Like some people do. I've seen it with my own eyes. Like some people don't care. Some people they got so comfortable being alone. Now it's uncomfortable when somebody's in their space. Now they don't want to share their bed no more. Now they don't want to. Now they're comfortable walking around with their wig and nobody seeing them like that. Without they want to be bald headed alone. They want to be, they want their ugly days alone. They don't want nobody all in their space. Some people are like that. I don't want to be like that, but I felt like I was getting to that point because I was getting so used to that myself. That's what I grew up seeing, and then I got in this hustle life where it's hard to date because of the way society views women that do this type of work. So I just kind of, I don't know. And then having been divorced and everything, like I kind of wrote dating off. I, but I don't know. I kind of feel like now, I don't know, seeing how things are here, seeing how families are when there is two parents, and I don't know. I'm more
yeah,
open
like
minded.
probably start thinking differently.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I want to say something for the sake of this conversation. I feel bad I'm the only guy here because it sounds like the only thing men are good for is to be in a relationship.
How?
Because that's what we've been talking
Nobody
about.
What
said
else are you
that.
good for?
Oh, you
Go
see, you see
vouch
what
for
I'm
your
saying?
gender.
I'm the only one.
No, nobody said that now.
No, but that's typically what it feels like because the entire conversation
So your
has
girlfriend
been.
right now, what are you currently providing for a girlfriend that makes you feel like she needs you?
I told you I'm in a relationship.
Okay, so if you weren't in a relationship or
Hmm.
if you were in a relationship, what do you think your girlfriend needs you for?
What I think she needs me for, I think it's a bunch of things. First of all, I don't think anybody can do it alone, man or woman. At the very least, the one thing everybody has in Nigeria, and I know a lot of us probably grew up with some form of trauma, is we need some form of emotional support, right? In anything we want to do, if it's personal development, if it's career wise, even if it goes back to relationships, I feel like everybody needs somebody, in their corner. It could be a best friend, it could be a sibling, it could even be your parents. I'm not trying to say that any particular gender needs to do it alone. I think every gender has their own specific role that they do, and I don't think it should just be limited to relationships. I wish maybe we can even flip the switch around and say, you know what, maybe do men even really need women anymore? I can say, yeah.
I know men cannot do
No,
without women.
no,
It's
but
not even a
it's not.
matter of
I wouldn't
questioning.
even go towards the direction that you're thinking, right? I mean, only I don't think a lot of people know this, right? But in the biblical era, one of the ways that again, I want to apologize in case I get this wrong because I'm going. I want to apologize, but I think based off the stories that I remember, one of the ways that Jesus Christ was able to spread his ministry was actually through women, and it's something that people don't generally think about. I don't really remember the name of the woman in the Bible now. Maybe it was as the conversation goes, I would remember. But back then, right? You guys know. Well, some of you might not know, but back then, women were not really allowed to do so many things. They were always pushed to the back, and they would always be in the shadows, right?
Yeah.
Women were able to find strength in that. And I think that's one of the reasons why I would always appreciate women. There's nothing you want to throw at a woman, she would find a way to survive. She's going to find a way to make something out of it. So, anyway, in biblical eras, again, based off what I read, women were able to find strength even though they were hidden. And they had this network of always having to reach themselves and pass information across and everything. So, when the ministry of, God started to spread, and Jesus obviously wasn't the most favorite person because then there was, can't remember the king's name now, but there was a government at the time, the Roman Empire, that was against him, right? So I don't know if it was Jesus himself or it was his disciples, but he started using women to spread the message along. And it's a case of very simple. And I wish women knew this. Women are actually very powerful, right? So I'll paint a scenario for you. A man has, again, biblical time, maybe he has finished fighting war, Spartacus era and all that. He survived or he's witnessed his friends who just passed. And he comes home, he's tired, he wants to eat and all of that. His woman will do that for him. And he's relaxed, he's calm, and the woman is having a conversation with you. Okay, so today, we met somebody, he's starting a new ministry. I think I want you to participate in it too. Women have the ability to have a soft touch on their partner. If you're able to convince your partner, he will go in his garden of friends or whatever. He will tell them as well. And like that, the ministry will spread. I'm saying this in the essence of, I don't think a relationship between a man and a woman should just be narrowed to just sexual relationship. I feel like there's still a whole lot more. There are benefits that just being in an environment of just men can benefit women, and there's an environment of just women
but
can
in a
benefit
situation
men.
where the woman can provide like 90% of all these things you think a guy should be able to provide, then does she still need the guy?
No, but now that's a different conversation because
But that's a
everybody's
modern
need.
day woman now. There's a lot of these women that are like, I
Like
know
Barbie
some.
right now. I'm wondering what you want to offer to Barbie that
No,
Barbie can
no. So
offer
that's
to
what I was going to say. Every
protection,
individual.
shelter,
No, wait now.
skincare.
No, wait now. Every individual has different needs,
Okay.
right? I can't
Right.
say, what I'm yearning for is the same thing you're yearning for, and what you want is what Barbie
definitely
wants,
not.
right? But from what I've heard, from what she said, she had an early experience without the male figure in her life. She's been married, she's come to Nigeria, she's had a cultural change, she's seen how things are different. It might not be something she needs, right? But because there's still the early background of something that she did not get to experience, she might want to experience that. Not maybe because she wants a man that can provide for her, because she can do that for
I think
herself.
he might be right about that because I couldn't explain it myself. I'm like, you know what I mean? Because I don't know. I'm still.
And I don't know if it's a Nigerian thing. I would say a Nigerian thing because I have the most experience in Nigeria, but I don't understand why people limit, their experiences to something financial or something beneficial. So, for example, now, if I grew up without a mom, right, my yearning for a female relationship, even though maybe the person is supposed to be my girlfriend or my wife, in a way, I would want her to fill that void of being a mother. And what people also don't understand is relationships are complex. So I'm marrying somebody who I just want to be my wife, but I'm now putting the role of a mother on her. Meanwhile, maybe she had a bad experience with her mom, or she also never grew up with a mom. So I'm putting a burden on her that she doesn't even know how to handle on. I don't think people get to the point where they settle down to discover themselves first and the things that they want.
I'm a strong believer in that too. That's another. That's another thing that is an American culture that we preach in American culture with the single. Like you should be healed before you.
Everybody,
you should.
there's-
Yeah.
there's-
Nobody
else.
should complete you. You should feel complete and then share.
We are sharing
that with
trauma
some-
like palliatives in
Yeah.
Nigeria. Just, here's your own trauma, and we don't really know. So most people think a relationship with the opposite gender is just for sexual reasons. We have toys for that. So it doesn't have to be that. And I'm thinking about it from a business perspective, right? Career-wise. I've worked in the financial space for a couple of years now. My line directors were women, and I learned quite a deal from them, some of which has actually helped me going through life. I don't think the case of, maybe one gender is more superior to the other exists. I think if people are healed, first of all, and we have an open mind, it makes it easier for us to say, okay, you know what, a relationship with the opposite gender does not necessarily need to be beneficial. It could help us out. I want to campaign
But I
for
think anybody will be lying to you if they tell you they're not in a relationship with you for anything beneficial.
Something should
Because
benefit you.
yeah,
Why are
because
you doing it?
everybody
but-
looks out for something in
What
any
if I
man,
get
even
it?
in
Yeah.
marriage, everybody looks
Thank
out for
you.
something. Like
absolutely. When I
nobody
said
gets to
beneficial,
it
I
could
was
be out of
thinking.
your intelligence. It could be like the deals you could get
Exactly.
for
Of course,
me.
we
It
are
could
learning
be because
off
you have
each
a big
other.
dick. It could just be anything.
It's something more that you're bringing me that I don't have alone.
Exactly. Like
it's
nobody gets into something
exactly.
because like I just want
Other
to
than
date
that,
you
you're
for
here
dating's
just to be
sake.
here. What?
It could be for social media pictures, like
Yeah.
We haven't
Should I
heard
eat
anything.
alone
Do
when
you
you
think
go
women
out?
really need men?
do I think I think because like if women didn't need men, like men wouldn't be in this world. Do you get what I mean? But I feel like we're really getting to that stage where like we could not need each other and still be good. But at the same time, we could be mature enough to understand that there are just certain things you could provide that I could provide. Like for instance, I could sort like my financial bills or whatnot like that. But they just like you can't just come to date me and you're just like bringing in very minimal. Like you're just being very basic. Do you get what I mean? You're just feeling like, oh, because I have money, that's enough. But I still do have my money too. So I want more than just you treating me in a very basic manner. Like, do you get what I mean? Like, you're not trying to do too much. You're not trying to be intentional. You're not trying to research stuff to make me happy. You're just like, oh, just being in that relationship is enough. No, it's not enough because some of the things you feel like you can provide, like the girl already can provide and stuff. I feel like it could go both ways. Like, I mean, you could meet a girl that doesn't necessarily need a guy, and that's okay. Like, it depends on who, yeah. That's what I think.
What if it's not a relationship? Do women still need men?
If it's not relationship, I feel like
Then it's
I
just
feel
sex.
like
and that's what
everybody
you said.
needs. Yeah,
You just saying that men shouldn't be just sex. If it's not a relationship, then it's just sex.
Okay, so I'm going to give an example now. I don't have sisters.
Okay.
If I'm looking for a relationship with a woman, at some point I would look for someone that can be my sister. I'm not looking for anything sexual there. So if you're looking,
so why do you want to be in a relationship with someone that you see as your sister?
I'm saying
You
that
want a friendship, then
Yeah.
Exactly, a
I'm-
friendship,
no.
not like
No,
dating
no.
relationship.
Okay.
I think women need men as much as men need women.
Okay,
The reason why is what would differ.
okay,
Okay, I get what he's
Do you
saying.
understand
He's
what I'm
saying
saying?
like,
Okay.
even outside of a relationship,
Yeah.
men can be beneficial to women.
The idea
even
that
outside.
you
Okay.
know, and
I think that's true because I want a dad. I never had a dad.
that's a man. It
I don't have a
doesn't
good
necessarily
dad.
have to be.
My sister has a good dad, and it's just good. I will ask if you take
Every
an
individual
applications.
yearns for something different.
Yeah.
Most people are lacking something. We don't know what anybody's like, but most people are lacking something.
Yeah.
And sometimes what you need, it might just be with an opposite gender. Again, I want to touch on the point that it doesn't necessarily have to be a relationship,
Sexual, yeah.
and it doesn't have to be sexual. But the idea that in today's world, you know, especially on X, we have people that say, you know, we don't really need men anymore, and all of all that, and all of all that. I mean, I hear you, right? Everybody has their own personal experience and the reason why they say certain things. But because social media is a very volatile environment today, a lot of people go on social media to read things and it forms strong opinions that they have. You never know who, you know, is still searching for themselves. They read a line of tweets from you and it informs their entire personality for the rest of their life. Meanwhile, they haven't given themselves the opportunity to discover themselves. I'm saying this that when conversations about, you know, gender roles and everything is happening, people should be lenient with the judgments that they pass because
I
again,
agree with that. I don't like that at all.
everybody's looking for something different. You know, she's just said now that she needs a dad. That's a man's perspective. I'm looking for a sister. I don't have a sister, and I think I'm going to delve into a relationship part for a bit now because I don't have a sister. Right, when I eventually get married, my wife might fulfill that role.
Or maybe your wife has
Anyways,
sisters
you
and
guys,
your sister-in-law.
Exactly,
Now you
because
have
it
a
would
new
just be
family.
unfair to put more
let
pressure.
me let it know what they're watching. You guys, this is Tease Me podcast, proudly brought to you by Teezers cocktail drink. So remember that. And then also let us know in the comment section if you're a girl, like, do you need a man? And if you're a man, do you need a woman? Let us know. And it mustn't be sexual relationship. Like, you guys mustn't be strafing or whatnot. It could just be based on anything. Just let us know in the comment section. Adekunle, Bad Boy Dex. We can go on.
Wait, so I actually need to ask. No, I'm going to
You
come
need
back.
a sister in a relationship.
No,
You
we've,
can turn
we've,
your
no, no,
You
we've
need
gone-
a sister-in-law. That's what you
we've-
need.
we've-
Your sister-in-law. Your wife should
actually-
look for women that have sisters.
What if she's an only child?
Then go find
Hey,
another
now,
one.
but you
ain't-
have a
don't
cousin
go
or
too
something
deep.
like
Don't
that.
get
That's
in
what
too
Barbie's
deep.
saying.
No, but most of my female friends, some of them already fill that void. I'm very cool with a lot of my
So you
female
have
friends.
sisters already.
Yeah, I don't think they like
Exactly.
it.
You already do
You don't
have
think they want to
sisters,
be
yeah.
your
I
sister?
don't think they want to be
You
my
think they
sister.
like you, but
I
you
don't
think
know,
they're
I don't know.
attracted to you.
I'm pretty attractive guy, so maybe.
So
But I
you,
don't
then
think they
it's
like you.
no. When you get a wife, that should be part of your criteria. You should have some sisters. There.
Okay, I'm gonna note that. Anyway, Tacha, I'm gonna ask you. You're a very successful woman, right? In your own lane, you're good, you're sorted out, you're on your own. Would you say that? Why are you laughing? You don't know what I want to ask.
He's like, you're
She's
sorted out,
flattered.
your own. I was like,
But I think she's trying to.
She's flattered.
Where is it coming?
Okay.
Where is it coming to? So, in your line of, since you told the line of success, right? You've never needed men, and I don't mean in a relationship wise or
Masculine energy.
yeah. Would you say that you've never just needed men to just show you
I
around?
have.
Yeah. So you see,
Yeah.
women do need men.
I have. I didn't say I didn't need no man or nothing
No, I
like
just want
that.
to go back. I
mean,
just
like
want to
in
go
the
back to
course
the
of my
topic.
work. Yes, in like signing ambassadorship
There you
deals,
go.
like getting a manager. Like there's just some stuff where like a female cannot fit in. It just has to be a guy.
FYI, my
I
own
agree.
manager is a woman, though. So in as
Oh,
much
I've
as
never worked with a female manager before.
as-
It's always been guys.
I think men need women too. Just want to put that out there. Would you say the same as well? You're a successful woman as well. Somewhere along the line.
Like as far as which because you know what my business is.
Right.
So my business is the conflict of interest with that thought process that you need to
How are
make.
you able to balance that though?
I didn't until now.
'Cause,
I'm so comfortable. I'm like probably like in my final stages of this
Almost.
lifestyle. So yeah,
Right.
like I'm in transition now. But if I wasn't in transition, I wouldn't care about none of dating, nothing, because I was brought up with no man, and I got in a lifestyle when even in my marriage life, it was not a good. It was a toxic marriage. So I left. It wasn't a good situation. So everything to do with a man has never been beneficial. It's been traumatic. So I found a lifestyle where I'm empowered being single. So it was just the only reason why men have hope now is because I've done this life so long and now I'm curious about reality. So that's the only
But
thing.
Yeah.
men-
Do you think you rushed into your marriage?
Yeah, of course. I had
In high school.
Yeah, I was a teen mom. So
Why did you rush?
I was a teen mom?
What were you looking at? Like you liked him too much?
No, I had
You
a
felt
baby.
like getting married was
I
like
just had a baby and it felt like I felt like saying I made a marriage out of it and a family out of it sounded better than just being a teen mom, a teen baby mom. That was all. My grandmom, even though my grandma was a single woman, she did make us feel like she never really gave us like dating advice. It was like, if you are to deal with a man, it should be marriage. If you are to have sex, it's marriage. So it's like you're supposed to wake up.
Adekunle, I swear.
That's how
to
it
God.
is. But I don't
I hear that because
That's
also
crazy.
No,
Oh
something-
my
no,
God!
no, no,
Because
no.
every relationship should not lead to marriage.
I agree
Every
with you.
relationship.
But then you
should
have
not.
no example
But
of
like they
how to
they
properly
plant these things in
date.
our head that
No,
you
but
just
no.
you start
Yeah.
dating a very
So, I want
anyhow
to-
person and you
I
say
want to
you
point-
must marry the
I want to
person.
point
You
something
mustn't
out.
marry everybody you date.
I want to
You
point
wake up
something out.
and that's it. You just marry. You
A
know
lot
how to
of
be a
these
wife, but you
problems
never knew how to
as
be a
well
girlfriend.
are kind of generational. Because the way our grandmothers were brought up is different from the way our mothers were brought up. And it's different from the way
That
we
we
were
were brought up.
Now, when I hear people within my age group have conversations about certain things like this, they're always going back to their grandmother's era, which makes no sense because we've left that era 2 generations now. So what we should be talking about now is things that is familiar
Our
to
time.
us within our time. So,
And that is
what happened with her now is when she was in high school. If the same thing should happen, I don't think you would consider the same approach.
no.
No,
Exactly. Times have changed.
I don't teach
Yeah.
my daughters that at all. Like I don't-
Exactly.
because how are you supposed to even be married and you've never had a proper exam? You don't have any advice about how to get to that point of marriage. You're supposed to just wake up and be a wife. You don't
mean,
even
that's
never knew how
something-
to be a girlfriend.
That's
You never,
something some Nigerian moms do. When
But
you're,
how do
when
you
you're
find the
young, they
husband?
tell you, "Oh, don't talk to men. If you touch a man, you get pregnant." Then she's in her mid-20s.
I can't wait for us to
20s.
have that conversation at
She's in her
Adekunle.
mid-20s.
Because they
and
told
they're like,
us
"Where's
a
your
lot of
husband?"
bullshit. They told us a lot of bullshit.
I'm sorry.
Honestly,
You have to tell
like,
me.
nobody talked about you have to follow a man that has money. Nobody told me that one. I had to
Really?
figure it out myself.
Nobody told me that either.
But now I know better.
I married a broke one, and that's
no.
how I found out. I married a broke one. That's how I learned that.
No, but
No, honestly, for real, though, you have to.
there's
Where
something.
the money at?
There's something my mom
Chase it.
says, right? I would only train you thus far. There's going to get to a point in your life where you have to train yourself.
Oh, more. They
Wait
for
first
try,
now.
Sha. They for
But
train
back-
us till like 18 or 19.
No, let's give them the benefit of the doubt, right? When our moms were kids, right? They were also being trained by their parents, right?
Exactly.
And you can
Like
only imagine.
naive parents.
You can only imagine the trauma that their parents had. So it's a case of okay, and I don't know, but I'm saying maybe money wasn't really a problem back then. That's why they would say
It's a big problem.
Yeah,
I
now,
say
man.
Men are always
I don't
supposed to-
It's a
No,
big
I feel like
problem
I feel
now.
like it was more like it was more mandatory then for men to really be providers. Like now, I feel like there's more men comfortable with.
Exactly.
With,
Trying
like,
to be girls and
Yeah,
stuff.
like I don't
who are you?
know.
I mean, I know who to blame for that.
I know
one.
there
do
are
you
men in
bring to the
relationships
table?
trying to be the girlfriends
I know,
in
I
the
know.
There's too much
relationship.
50-50
I know
arguments
who to
now,
blame
and
with
it's
that
just
one.
that you would
Exactly.
never
Me,
back-
I like 50-50. Yo. Like you
What
bring
is
the
all
money, I
this?
tell you how to spend it. Do you get what I mean?
That's the 50-50.
Yeah.
But you know the
Like
funny
you
thing.
take me to the car where they sell cars and I pick the car to buy
you know
and you
the
pay
funny thing.
50-50. I'm contributing.
You know the funny thing in
Make the
all
money,
of
I
this.
spend it.
Exactly.
Women in today's generation, right? To a large extent, well, maybe not a large extent, to a certain extent, they complain about the caliber of men out there today.
As they should.
How they
Yeah.
don't want to do certain things. And it's absolutely fantastic. Right?
Absolutely.
Now, here's where the responsibility comes. The next generation of men, you have to be the ones to train them.
Yeah, we're gonna train them right. We're
Yeah,
gonna train them
yeah,
how to
yeah.
treat women.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Because the previous generation spent so much time training the female child how to be this, how to be that, how to be a proper wife, how to act like this, how to act like that. But they never said nothing to the guys. A lot of them, they didn't. Like guys does not have as much home training as we the females do have. Like you have to be proper. Your room has to be arranged. Or you have to be clean. You have to be this. You have to be that. But they don't teach men how to treat their women. A lot of men don't even they struggle with treating their women. Like they actually love you. You know they love you so much, but they don't even know how to treat you like they love you. Sometimes I even have to say, deceive me. Like tell me those wrong things people are telling them,
I know
but they
that-
don't even know how to do it.
I know that men are useless, so, but
No,
I
not
can-
all
no,
of
no, no,
them.
no, no.
Adekunle,
I know I can
I
defend.
did
I
not
can
say
no, no,
that.
I know. That's
Barbie.
why I'm saying it.
I did
That's
not
why
say
I'm
that.
saying
More
it. But I
culturally
can defend them.
acceptable.
I did not
can,
say
no.
that.
I can defend them.
Adekunle, don't twist my words.
Yes, Tacha did not say that. I said
I
it.
did not.
But I can
Tease
def-
Me
I can
podcast.
def- I can defend
Tease
them
Me
with this one.
podcast. Tell
Right.
Adekunle I did say that.
No, now wait. Now let's actually write the story.
Because
right?
if we say we bitter
I
women,
didn't. Barbie,
and
No,
you
no,
are
no.
beg, oh.
if we
now,
say
the women
we
here,
bitter,
the women here
and
didn't
we-
say that. I said it. But again, I want to. Let's start from scratch, right?
On behalf of your
talked-
gender.
Scratch.
Yes,
2 hours later, Adekunle, what to start from scratch?
No, now what you just said. So you've talked about how they train the boys differently, they train the girls differently. Most men don't know how to love a woman properly. Correct?
and it's accepted.
Yeah.
But
It's
here's
that's
the
the
thing.
problem.
And this is where I'm going to defend the men though. If I don't know something, right, I'm looking for you to teach me, show me
Oh
how.
my
But
god.
who's
A lot of
teaching you?
them are
But who's
adamant. They
supposed
don't
to
even
teach
want
you
to
though?
know.
Who's supposed to teach you?
Your mother.
Your mother.
No.
Exactly.
If your mother
I'm
didn't do
not-
her
no, I'm
job,
not-
it's no other woman.
Exactly.
No, but here's the thing. No, here's the thing, right?
No, a lot of women come to this life being mothers
Yes,
to
no,
men that they are
no,
dating.
no, wait,
That no, I don't like
wait,
that.
nah,
That's
oh.
I don't like that mentality either.
No,
You're
so
supposed
here's
to stay.
the thing, right? If my mom taught me everything she knows about how to love a woman or treat a woman, XYZ, XYZ, right? I'm not going to marry my mom. I'm going to marry an individual
Okay.
who has a completely different experience.
Okay.
Their own life experiences, their own baggage, their own trauma, their own goals, their own aspirations for life.
But you
So
also
everything
got to
my
marry the people that align with you. Like
No,
you
but
have
here's
to
the
marry
thing.
what complements you as well.
So for the sake of this conversation, right?
I mean, this one she says she's
Wait,
in
no,
that last
wait,
stage of
just wait,
transitioning
no,
out of.
just
I
wait,
really
wait,
wanted
wait,
that.
no,
me. I
no,
gotta
no,
still
So
no,
got
like
one
dance
foot.
halls
No,
to
wait,
Adekunle.
no.
That
Still
means
got
we're not
one
collecting
foot in
dance.
life.
No, wait. Let's do. This is a very
But
sensitive.
doesn't
Scary
mean
me.
we're not collecting dance. Like
I'm
you're
trying
not
to learn
gonna
to be a soft woman, and you.
This is actually a very important conversation. So let's delve into it.
Sure, go
Let's
ahead.
take genders away, right? Let's look at everybody as an individual, right?
Okay.
My mom is her own individual. My dad is his own individual. I
Mm-hmm.
am my own individual.
Okay.
Okay.
Both of them are going to teach me what they know thus far
Sure.
based off their own
Sure.
experiences. I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to instill that. I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to go to school. I'm going to interact with people. Now,
Mm-hmm.
heck, we have social media. The
Mm-hmm.
things that I learn, the things that I pick up is completely different for me and it's unique to me as well. So when I'm going through life and I'm dealing with all these things, if I'm meeting somebody else who has an entirely different experience with life, I'm going to have to at some point put aside everything that I've
You
learned
don't
growing
have
up.
to. No, you
No, no,
don't.
no,
No,
not
no, you,
entirely. That's why I
no.
said
You
at
don't
some
have.
point.
Nobody has to
No, but you have to
conform
understand.
to anything.
I tell
You
you, I'll
do.
use your example. I'll use your experience as an example now. You grew up in America, you had a completely different experience
Right.
with men. You've come to Nigeria now, you spent 6 months and you're like, okay, you know what? Maybe I need to see things differently. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Regardless of the experience that you've had. When you just and I'm going to say this, meeting somebody else is like moving into a new environment. Because
Okay.
I so I'm gonna going on Big Brother has changed my life in ways that most people don't really understand, right? I used to be a very rigid guy. I didn't start drinking until when I got into the house. So
Mm-hmm.
as at 2022, I've not really taken alcohol, right? But then that's literally okay. Cheers. That's fine. Which am I sorry to hear that? But I'm saying that, I've gone on Big Brother. That's an experience now, and it has changed my life. And going forward, I need to adjust. I can't keep holding on to the things that I knew and who I was back then because now I have a completely different life. And the only way for me to survive is to adapt
Adapt.
and move with it.
Yeah.
Okay,
And I
that's
think
the
that's the
point that
same
I'm
thing,
trying to
yeah,
make
with
because
relationships
you
as
have
well.
that has to be what you want for yourself, not
Absolutely.
because you met somebody and
No.
you want to force something to work.
The reason
Some
why
people want to are stuck in their ways and they don't see anything wrong, and then they want to get with these women and force them to conform with whatever way their mother taught them and say no. Like there's
yeah,
some
no,
men
that
that are
happens. They need
broke,
therapy.
want to stay broke, and instead of a woman that got some money and successful and she's working hard and she's supposed to sit and support your SoundCloud career and wait until one day
Sounds
you just
personal.
like
No,
but I'm
it's
saying,
personal, but
and
it's
you're not a good
relatable. Like
woman if you
what
don't
you
want to
say
deal
is
with that.
very
Yeah.
relatable.
Yeah, you're not a good woman if you don't want to sit and you don't want to fund this man until he's
But you know the beautiful thing about life?
what
If that situation doesn't favor you, you don't have to be there.
exactly. But that's what I'm
Leave.
saying. But that's what a lot of these men are not. They're not acting like that should be
If
an
the
option.
man is
They're
the
acting like she's
problem, let him
wrong.
deal with his problem by his own. Leave him. Let any woman who is okay with that be with him. But if that's something that you don't see for yourself accepting, you
Well, tell a lot of these
you
SoundCloud
walk out.
rappers that get with these women that
So yes, you guys. We've had an amazing super time on Tease Me podcast, proudly brought to you by Teezers, and of course, Bad Boy Dex has given us more than enough reasons why women need men. And Barbie, of course, Barbie. I mean, what did you say to us in 20 seconds? I mean, to everybody looking up to you, like, what do you have to say to them? Anybody watching this podcast right now, what do you have to say to them?
I feel like everybody should do what serves them, but have an open mind. And also don't be overpowered by your don't close your mind. Don't let your trauma close your mind. Because I feel like that's what my grandma did. And I feel like my grandma may have had a more fulfilling life if she was open to a partner. So don't let anybody pay for someone else's mistakes and be open to learning because even your own parents might not have taught you everything you might have needed to know to live your best life. So, yeah. And if you got to go to Africa and start over, then do that.
I think I want to say something as well.
What?
Go ahead.
I think one thing I've picked up from this entire conversation is from your experience and from your experience, it's at the end of the day, everybody is their own individual, regardless of their parents' trauma, right? So whatever it is you think you know that might not be serving you, it's okay to actually do away with it. It's as she said, if you have to come to Africa, it's okay to start afresh.
Yeah.
It's really
Yeah.
okay. It doesn't mean that you're a failure in anything
Yeah.
because I mean you only have one life. What's the point in regretting certain decisions and then just holding yourself back?
Sure.
So, the next time somebody comes to you and asks you, do you think women really need men or do you think men really need men? You should probably tell them, I think everybody needs everybody.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is Bad Boy Dex, Big T, and Barbie on Tease Me podcast. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. Wait, because Bad Boy Text like took the words right out of my mouth. So I mean, just like what he has said, like it's not like don't see it as like too much trouble to start afresh, because I mean I heard this saying and it just made so much sense to me. anytime anybody wakes up, that's the person's morning. Do you get what I mean? So once it's your morning, you can go ahead and start making plans. So at the end of the day, you can start afresh. There's some details that we didn't get. Like for me, like I'm that person that I want to like get this information so quick. So like I use it to like the what's it called, maximum or whatnot. But there's just some information that I didn't get. That right now you have to research and find out those details yourself. You have to read books. You have to check out like YouTube. But at the end of the day, once you have these details all together, like do not be afraid to start afresh. Like Barbie has said, like find your morning and start, because I bet you in 2 years you will not be able to tell the difference between yourself now and like yourself then. So just go ahead and start. And you guys, we've had an amazing great time with you. I wish Barbie could twerk for us, which I know she would. But you guys go ahead and subscribe to this YouTube channel, drop a comment, share this video amongst your friends. You are Poco friends. Let's have a conversation. Let us know. The women really do need men in 2024. With you guys having all your businesses being very, so do you need men? Do you feel like you need men? Me personally, I feel like everybody needs everybody, and that's what Bad Boy Dexter said. But at the end of the day, like this 2024, nobody needs a life or nothing. Like let us know in the comment section. Love you guys so much, and be there right now. Don't go nowhere. Subscribe, and like we can't wait for the next episode.